What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be making keys to the bank. We're going to be getting into the bank by making keys, and that's the First National Bank of Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, it is, right? So these are the traveling tellers. Banks back in the day. Where was it made? The Automatic Recording Safe Company, Chicago, USA. These were made by the Automatic Recording Safe Company. All the keys are the same. I had actually made keys for this guy about 12 years ago, before, video and YouTube was more predominant. And all I had was crappy pictures of it, and I can't even find the pictures of it. I'm sure if I Google it, I can find a picture. But the key is difficult to make, but it's fairly straightforward as well. And we can see, look at that little spinny thing. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to locate some safe deposit box keys and cut them down to make work in this. So let's get started. And here alongside my ton of 8-foot bulbs that one day I'm going to have to break down, I'm going to go through some of these keys to see. Now this one actually, what's labeled T68, I don't know if that's actually a T68. I think this is the one that I used last time. That closely matches the original key, but of course this is for a different one. It has to have a slit cut up the middle, and then we see these up here, so these wouldn't work either, even though they've got this slit cut up the middle, because if you look on the inside of this safe, let's see if we can see it here. Okay, there we go. So you see how that little brass part is kind of open right there? That means the tip of the key has to go down in there. So it both has to have the slit up the center, which this one's way too wide, and it has to have something of a tip to go in there. So basically, we're going to have a cut down key with the tip and then the cut up the side. Now, I've only got one of these, and the customer, weirdly enough, wants 3. So what I'm going to do is kind of check some of these that I've got other keys for. And really what we're doing, number one, is we're going to look for the thickness. So that's perfect. But if we hold this up like so, we're going to see that may just be wide enough. That's really close. Don't know for sure, because there's not a lot to it to make it flip open. It's just a warded key. I think this is just a little too narrow. So it's still got a couple of little gaps on the side. It's better to err on the side of caution, because if we take this one, which again would be perfect, well, that's about the right width too. Let's give these a try. Let me go ahead and pull 3 of these, but in the meantime, I could go through, maybe find like this guy. Let's see. So that's a little thicker than it needs to be. Obviously much longer, but I do have a bunch of them, and it's a much more expensive blank, but it goes edge to edge. So that actually would probably be a better choice. As you're cutting the key down, you can thin it out, which you would naturally kind of do anyway as you go through and start cutting it. Let's see about these. No, that's way too narrow. These are all thick. I think this might be probably our best choice. Let's go ahead and cut one down, see if we can make it work. All right, for this task, we are just going to use a little cutoff saw. You can do this with a hacksaw as well, but let's just give this a try. Do I have enough cord? I do. All right, tighten now. See how I use these plates to keep a smooth edge on that. That's why I do that. And Let's get this camera angle right for you guys. All right, got those trimmed down and I raised it up just a bit. So looking good right there. Hit it a couple more times with the file. Ooh, squeaky. And got it raised up. So what I'm gonna do now is cut that center groove. So the center groove I'm gonna cut with a hacksaw just because it's easier. This is gonna be a little bit thicker, just a hair. Once you make a hacksaw cut, I believe this is gonna be just a little too thick across the middle part for the hacksaw cut to work. So you kind of have to do, you know, a hacksaw cut and then like another one right beside it. That's kind of hard to accomplish. I could use a Dremel, you know, but it's just easier for me to just come down with a hacksaw. Let's get rid of these little pieces. Gives me a little bit better control, hopefully, because we do kind of need to keep it centered. And then also right here on the edges, we're gonna have to cut it off. Using cutters for that is a little dicey to do. So basically what's gonna happen is we're gonna have this middle cut right there. And then these two will end up staying up. So what we'd end up having is like this. Just like, see that, and then the center all the way down. So that's what it'll be like once we're done. All right, we got the rough cut there. And get a file that has, oh, come on, focus. Little marks. Has the file edges on the side of it. Some of them do, some of them don't. This particular one does not. Does not. Not all Harbor Freight files are the same. This one's the one with the handle. And it does have the marks on the edge. We're going to use that to go right down the center and then kind of smooth it out there. get this cut down. I've got to run out and do a couple of jobs, but looks like we're pretty dang close to getting it equal. You want this and this equal across there because it sits flat on the bottom. And then once we make sure that that's deep enough, we'll clamp it back up, but do it sideways and cut those ward cuts that are needed. Earlier I said that all keys for these things are the same. That's not quite true. There was actually an image that you can find on Google with these keys laying beside a ruler, and I'll put it up here in the corner. I don't think that's actually the key. They could actually be different keys based on where they put the ward in that lock. There's only a couple of places because it's so shallow to put that, but we're going to do this one key at a time. To C, make sure that our center cut is deep enough and that it is bottoming out. That is a little bit tight. Let's look inside and see what's going on there. So it looks like we're good right there. Maybe just a bit tight, but it is definitely coming through to where it needs to be. All right, so it is just a little tight. And looking at it here, it looks like we're off center a little bit. So I need to open it up going that way. And we're gonna put them back together to do that. It does kind of slant a little bit, but it does need to be opened up. So I'm gonna take this off by file and probably lift it up. But it's not seating, looks like. So we need to do a little bit of finishing work on the tips of all of them. We're going to do that separately. Okay, now it is time to bring in the candle. To make sure our focus. Make sure they're equal. They are. This is up just a little high, so let's take that down. It looks different through highly magnified camera lens than it does to the naked eye. So in a way, it kind of helps. Warm white sands. Screenshot. Well, we can definitely see one area. So, let's flip that around and knock that out. I've decided to cut this down a little bit. The feet really aren't coming through the bottom. And I don't know if it's more of a case of these not being narrow enough this way, and that way, as far as it being maybe deep enough this way. So I'm actually gonna clamp them up individually and then file them down. Actually, I'm going to clamp all three of them up and do that. kind of got carried away on that side, but let's see. Let's see how they do. Okay, need to smoke it again. Fine, whatever. Ooh, here we go. See if that was deep enough. Hey. 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 Hey, hey.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Yay!
All right, we can finally see how this guy works. So when you turn the key, pulls back those little spring-loaded locking nibs that lock into those little notches. So should be able to snap it back closed, maybe. There we go. So now we just got to do that 2 more times. 2 more times. And clean, just make that a little bit more square. So, yep, no real biggie. No real biggie. And we can actually probably clamp it up and do them both. Probably be what I do. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. Ah, nope. This goes here, and I think. Oh, nope. Hate double-ended Sharpies. All right, let's clamp them up and cut those last two marks. Final little cleanup and touch up. Perfect. 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 And perfect. Oh, I need to go a little bit deeper there. Yep, needs. Nope, probably right there. It's probably not deep enough. We can knock that out. Okay, last one. Did that do it? That did do it. Okay. Well, there we go, y'all. I'm gonna brush them. All right, just got them brushed off. Just to kind of take any extra little metal that may be sticking off of it there. And I think we have ourselves 3 keys for the traveling teller bank. 3 keys made mostly at once. Yeah, once again, let's look at the inside. Turn the key. They both pull back like they're supposed to. Oh, get in there. Only turns one way, too. Doesn't turn both, just one. Maker's mark. So there we have it, y'all. Making keys to the bank, the First National Bank of Jackson, Mississippi. 3 at once. From the Automatic Recording Safe Company. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, or if you need this done yourself, you can certainly contact us through our email. But if you have any other questions or comments, post them in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next video.